Welcome back to Centre Coventry, where today it is the start of the Sky Bet Championship, our first game of the season in a new league, a higher league, a harder league against Queen's Park Rangers. We also play Brighton and Hove Albion away from home, just newly relegated from the Premier League. A lot has been going on with them in their transfer dealings. They've actually lost £86 million worth of player, and it's had Davy Proper go to Real Madrid in what was one of the more ridiculous moves that I've seen. Anthony Knockhart, 25 million to Leeds, who are back in the Premier League. They've also brought in a few £1 million more worth of player than we could ever dream of. But back to our opening day game against Queen's Park Rangers. They haven't really spent any money. They've bought in a few loanees. Kyle Walker-Peters isn't even actually registered for them yet, so he's not playing. And they've let a couple of players go. Last year they didn't actually bring in anyone. I don't know if they're allowed to sign players, considering what's going on there. I would have thought they would have brought in some players, but that is beyond me. Our plan is to try and avoid a relegation battle. As you can see from the season preview, we are heavy favourites for relegation. Massive favourites. Portsmouth managed to pop themselves with Bolton, but all the sides that just got promoted are really favourites to really struggle this year. Us and Barnsley really struggle. Portsmouth struggle, but just stay out of it apparently somehow. We're in a division where Stoke didn't get out of it. Brighton have come down, and Watford have come down. I mean, half of their players are wanted because they've got a pretty good team. I'm not really sure how they've been relegated, but they've come down into the Championship, and they're apparently going to tear it apart. The Brighton game is going to be extremely difficult, but let's just have a look at our transfers. As you can see, we're down in the wage budget, which is no shock for me. This is what we did last year. Obviously, Connor Chaplin was brought in before I got here. Corey Blackett-Taylor came in on loan, and Chos Charlesworth, who we signed and just let go in the end. He didn't really prove to be anything, but we brought him in on a free. We lost Tom Bayliss, as we know, to Swansea. We let Carl Finn go on a free. Dexter Walters went out on loan. A few loanees, and Josh Endel went on a free to Hampton and Richmond. No major moves apart from that Bayliss one. This year, there's the list of outs. Max Biamu went out on a free, and Sam Wilding has gone out on loan, who we signed. Max Biamu never really got up to speed. He was injured for most of the year last year. Made one appearance for us off the bench, and that was about it. But look at all of these players that we've brought in. There are a lot. They're a hell of a lot. Not all of them are first team players. Not all of them are ready for first team football. Some of them are. So we'll go through them one by one and just sort of tell you who we've brought in and why. So Akira Simmons is just a youngster. A lot of these will just be youngsters that we're going to go through. Under 23s player, hopefully with the potential ability, will break into the first team at some point. That is the idea for most of these players. Joseph Ungbo, same thing, potential ability. Shane Lavery, looking like a very decent prospect for us, just a backup striker. Looking quite good though. Jake Thompson, not really quite sure why I brought him in. Isn't really good enough. You'll find that with some of these players. Louis McIntosh, we were really struggling for a central attacking midfielder after we released Tony Andreu. We only had Connor Chaplin, so this young man has stepped up. He's straight into our first team, and he's sort of in and around it at the moment. Daniel Bramall is just another youngster coming in. Jamie Jones, we didn't have a goalkeeper. We needed a backup goalkeeper after Liam O'Brien left, so we brought him in. I was familiar with him from his time at Coventry back in 2014, so we just brought him in to be a backup to Lee Burge. Rosser Longello, another one with a bit of potential into our under-23s. James Thompson, just a young goalkeeper, just in case things went horrifically wrong with Burge and Jamie Jones, and we just needed a third string goalkeepers. That's why he's come in. Callum Smith, again, potential under 23s. Felix Nemecha. He is actually quite a solid player already. Already 3 stars, 5-star potential. Very, very good physical stats, bar his agility. But then he is quite a big man anyway. Some good stats in here as well. Technique, first touch, dribbling. A decent central attacking midfielder, which we've signed from Manchester City. He is already a good League One footballer with the potential to be a Premier League player at some point. He's only 18 years old, so he is someone to look out for, as well as Nathaniel Ogbeta. He is another one which you should be looking out for. Centre half, good League Two player, potential to be a Championship player, already better than Jordan Thompson, and catching Tom Davis as well, a very, very talented young centre-back. Marshall Willock brought in from Solihull. He is a decent young central defender as well, already 1.5 star, 4.5 star potential. Just again, another good youth player. Jake Hesketh is probably our most talented player on the team this year. Very, very talented central attacking midfielder. He has been brought in to really be the linchpin in the central attacking midfield spot. We wanted Johnny Williams from Crystal Palace, but he had absolutely no sign of joining, so we couldn't get him involved. He wanted £20,000 a week, and we couldn't do that. Tom Bayliss, as we all know, very talented player in on loan, back at the Sky Blues where he belongs. Cameron McJanet, again, just the only reason I've signed him is because I know him. He's, to be fair, like, let's be fair, he's got a 4-star potential ability. Even with our with our better person, he's got 4.5 star potential ability, and could be a decent League One player in the future. So he's in his youth. I know him in real life. That's the reason he's brought in. But he could make a couple of appearances for us in the future. Brooklyn Lions Foster, again, potential ability is sky high, only 18 years old, good defender, wanted by a couple of decent Vanarama national sides already. Jack Rolls, who I thought was going to be a good potential player for us, is already by far and away better than I thought he was going to be, is already going to start for us, is already very well suited to League One football, is our second best central midfielder already, just behind Tom Bayliss. And then you've got the 2 West Brom boys, Sam Wilding, who was at the very start of pre-season, is on loan at Nuneaton Borough, potential, and Dan Meredith, who again has pretty decent potential from Richard Stevens, who is our best person to judge ability and potential. So our pre-season schedule, we played some big clubs because we need the money. We beat East Kilbride, easy. We lost 2-0 to Arsenal, which isn't anything to be upset about. Beat Hibs, drew to Celtic in 2 good results. Lost 2-1 to Man City, not bad. Beat Nuneaton Borough. Lost 3-0 to Liverpool, which is a little bit disappointing. And our last game, drew to Dulwich Hamlet. Today we have Queen's Park Rangers, which is going to be one of the more difficult games. Well, they're all going to be difficult games, to be honest. But QPR, mid-table side, would like to get something out of it on the opening day at home. Anything can happen. It's more of a must-not-lose scenario. But financially, the pre-season has made us a bit of money. We're up to 1.8 million. But we are projected to dip into the red this season, so we're going to need some help from a cup run and stuff again this year. We sold, I think, around 8,000 season tickets, and those 8,000 season ticket holders are going to see this side today. This is the starting lineup for our opening game in the Championship. We have Lee Burge in goal, Junior Brown, Dominic Hyam, Jordan Willis and Jack Grimmer. Pretty familiar from last year, to be honest. Jack Rolls and Tom Bayliss back in the side. Jody Jones out on the left, Jake Hesketh in the central attacking midfielder's role. Dujon Sterling, our right back from last year, is moved forward into the right wing role, and Jordi Hiwula is going to play up top on his own. On the bench we have Jody Jones, Ogbeta, Agogo, Chaplin, Kelly, Shipley and Bakayoko. And as you can see, we have some players that will feature this year. Luke Thomas is back, Tom Davis is injured, Jordan Thompson injured, Brandon Mason injured. Nemecha will get time as well this year. He needs to get playing. In fact, he's going to come in for Chaplin, who's got a bit of a knock. He is a man that needs game time this year. He needs to be nurtured and played. He is wanted by a few clubs on loan. He's not going. He's probably, at this moment in time, our most valuable youth prospect, along with Jody Jones. But here we go then, into our opening day game. QPR playing a 4-2-1-3-2, holding midfielders for them. James Garner and Jordan Cousins. Massimo Luongo sitting in front. Matt Smith up top. Luke Freeman, Thomas Callis, former Chelsea product. Not a bad side. Stadium looks pretty full actually. I'm going to say enjoy the match and just get them out there. The stadium looks a lot more full than it did last year, which is great. If you haven't already seen, there's no Michael Doyle. He actually retired at the end of the season, but he's come back as a coach. So we do have Michael Doyle still in and around the club, but we are lacking just a little bit in the way of leaders, older heads in this team. As you might be able to see, there's no, apart from Liam Kelly, who's on the bench, not too much in the way of leaders on this team. But that's okay. We have young, talented players, and we're all over the place at the back. And Lee Burge has made a very, very good save early on to keep us 0-0. It's opening day, must not lose fixture. To be quite honest with you, as long as we don't lose this one, I'll be relatively happy, as the ball was crashed off the crossbar. Formation wise, we've not changed anything yet. We're going to see how we go. We've tinkered with a couple of formations in the pre-season, but we're not going to make a massive change until maybe 5-6 games in, if we're really struggling, getting outplayed by teams, which at the moment we are here. Freeman across goal, and there's the opening goal. Matt Smith has given Queen's Park Rangers the lead. Yeah, if we are getting outplayed like this every week, then things might need to change. But at the moment, we're gonna roll with it and just kind of see what we can do. But Matt Smith gives Queen's Park Rangers the lead on opening day. Don't expect us to win too many this year, I don't think. But we're back level very, very quickly. It's Jordi Hiwula with his opening goal, assist from Jack Grimmer. We're back level all of a sudden. Jack rolls with a nice corner. Grimmer, nice little header back across. Jordi Hiwula. And we're level pegging at the Ricoh Arena straight away. Jordan Willis is having a stinker, by the way. Not really sure what's going on there. We'll get to half time and have a chat and see what's wrong with him. But we've not been totally dominated in a game of football, which is nice. I'm pleased. Let's just carry on. Let's, come on. Jack Grimmer's taken a knock as well. Potential knee injury. What we're going to do is we're going to bring him off. He's got the assist. We're going to bring Dujon Sterling back. And Jack Grimmer, attacking midfield right. Jody Jones can go out there. Jordan Shipley can come on the left. As you can see, a lot of the players from last year. That's what a tackle from Jack Grimmer. He's not going to last much longer on this pitch, unfortunately. But that's a great tackle from him. John Sterling's dropped back and instantly been carded. But we're still plugging away. Willis isn't having the best game of his life, but that's fine. We're still in this game as Jake Hesketh, very talented midfielder to have on loan. I'm really happy that we got him in. I didn't actually expect him to want to come, but he's in, and we have one of the more talented, I think, midfielders in this division. As we lose the ball in the middle of the park, and there's a man over Harrison, and he's thumped it over. What can we change? Abil Gogo, we're trying to phase him out. What we're going to do is we're going to bring on Felix Nemecha. He is very good at this advanced playmaker role. We're going to give him a chance. Want to give our youngsters as much of a chance as possible this year. I feel like it's the only way we're going to progress as a football team, even if we don't manage to stay up this year. Ball whipped in. What a ball. What a goal. It's Matt Smith again. Yeah, even if we don't manage to keep ourselves in the division this year, we're probably looking at trying to develop these youth players as much as possible. They're the future. They're on lower wages, so there's a chance for those players to progress and get better and help this team move forward. Shipley, it's a good save by the goalkeeper with 5 minutes to play. My goodness, it was nearly in. It was nearly in with the VAR has come into play. But, opening day, 2-1 down. We've still got a couple of minutes left here. We're going to stay positive. Anything can happen. Jody Jones, Bakayoko. And Amadou Bakayoko has equalised for us with only 2 minutes to go. We said we'd stay positive, and this is a wonderful touch from Amadou Bakayoko. Look at that. What a touch. Did something very similar against Cardiff last year in the Cup. What a touch and what a finish. Please not now. Oh my goodness gracious me. Extremely close. But again, a close game. Shipley over the bar. Goal kick. I think we'll take this on opening day. Game done. Jordi Hewula and a late Bakayoko equaliser. Stats wise, we've not been done. We've not been done over. We've not been dominated. Jordan Willis didn't have the best game, which is very disappointing. But we'll have a look at the league table. We're up in 9th. A lot of sides did draw, in fairness. Norwich and Watford still to play, so we could drop to 10th. But hey, opening day game, must not lose. We didn't do a Portsmouth. We didn't get battered on the opening day. Where did Barnsley also lost their opening game of the season? They lost to Villa. Portsmouth got torn apart by Bolton. So all in all, Mark Robbins. Where's Mark Robbins now? He's manager of Gillingham. Okay, whatever. He's nothing to me. Jack Grimmel will be back for next week's game. We'll send our assistant. But what a good start. If you did enjoy this episode, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and we will be back soon. Thank you very much.